What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all doing absolutely fantastic. And welcome to episode 20, I believe. 20. Whoa. Double digits. Whatever. Hope you all are doing absolutely fantastic. In this episode, I'm going to talk about my short-term / long-term goals, because mostly short term because there's only so much you can ask for in the future. So short term for now. And before I get into that, I want to update all of you that there will be another travel vlog / video coming shortly. Tomorrow I'm going to Leavenworth with my grandparents and my little brother, little Skizzy, or Spencer, and I'm gonna make a video on that. We're going for just like 2 nights, 3 days in total, and I mean, ideally would get it up by the end of this month, but you never know, because they take a while to edit. I get very deep into the edits, but yeah, let's get into this. So right off the bat, one of my biggest goals is going to be physical health. I eat like a pig. I don't do much physical activity, really. I mean, comparatively to the average person, I probably do more, but not as much as I want to. I go on a walk a few times a week, and I'm, constantly walking around and doing chores around the house. I know people are watching and like walking around the house. You're counting that? Walking 3 times a week? Are you yanking my chain? Well, so yeah, maybe I'm setting the bar very low for the average person. So maybe it's not more than the average person, but my goal is to get way above the average person. So basically, I have a goal of not eating like a complete pig, not eating pig schlop. In other words, hammering down on my proportions and eating the right things. I mean, it makes it difficult because I'm a chef, and I know how to make things taste good. I know I've talked about this in many other videos. I'm sorry if this is annoying. It's almost like a fidget spinner. I completely forgot what I was saying. Oh yeah, I know I've talked about this before. Say I'm making a grilled cheese. People, I just know, I don't know if I butter the edges, and they won't harden, and they'll taste a lot better, and they'll be crispier, and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, it just adds up. And I'm like, I want to get to the point where, and I'm honestly not far, to where when I eat, like a salad, just some nice taco salad, with some protein, like some meat in there or something, that I like it. But the thing is, I do already like that. I just, I'm in this, and this is what I've come to the realization for most things, addictions, if you would, that I've dealt with. If I'm like, okay, I'm gonna stop eating bad on this date, then the days until that date, I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna stop eating crap that day, so I'm just gonna go absolutely ham. And then I'm like, and I get to that date, I'm like, well, I've got all these extras, from last night, all extra, leftovers. Might as well go ham on these, do it tomorrow. And then it's an endless cycle of me just basically eating way more than what I normally would, because I keep pushing back the date to where to when I'm actually gonna start kicking things into gear. So, eating healthy, that's huge. Fitness, working out. I want to work out hard at least 3 times a week, preferably 4. I want to get 10,000 steps a day. I want to do yoga every day. Weight loss yoga, to where it's, muscle building as well. And yeah, I mean, next year, so hopefully by next year, I think there's like 63 weeks in a year or something like that. I don't know. Let's look it up. Shiny. I apologize if you're just listening. And I apologize if you're watching as well, because this is going to be boring. How many weeks are in a year? 52. Okay. So I was going to say by this time next year, I would maybe get to podcast 100, but actually that's not going to come until, heck, when did I start this? I'm going to have to do some anniversary episode on the date next year, the date that I started this. I'm going to have to look into that. But basically, long story short, is I was going to say on the 100th episode, I am a mess right now. Basically, if I keep on this fitness thing, I should be chiseled by a year from now. Should be chiseled. The fitness thing with the nutrition, I mean, I should be the peak performance, and that by that time I'll be 25. So I'll be 25, some people, people's primes vary a lot. Because it almost seems like my grandpa's in his prime, and he's 76 or 78, something like that. And he does crazy pull-ups, and he's a pimp. But so it like varies, and I don't know if that's actually his prime or if he's just crazy healthy right now. But 25 could be my prime. Some people say 30, some people say 40. So really, who knows? But all I'm saying is, if I keep this up in a year from now, I mean, I could really be crazy healthy. And the thing is, like, I've gone so many years. I mean, even all the way back to like 8th grade, where me and my buddy Josiah, we would be like, okay, we're getting fit, we're getting 6-packs, all that crap that every boy probably goes through. And you do it a little bit, something happens, and then you forget about it, or you lose the habit, or something like that. I've had so many times where that I'm like crazy motivated, and even last time, right when COVID hit, I was strong for like 2 months, constantly, every other day I was working out. And my nutrition was okay, but I think the thing that killed it, because I was doing intermediate fasting, but I was still drinking coffee. So I think that killed it. Yeah. But hopefully I gained some muscle that I didn't completely lose from that. So basically, why I brought that up is last time when COVID hit and I was going strong, I was literally in the mindset like, nothing can break me. Nothing. And, I still broke somehow. And so, I mean, I feel like you need these pitfalls in order to truly grow. So hopefully, hopefully I finish it up now. Hopefully I don't do that anymore. Hopefully I don't quit. Because God knows I want it. God knows I want it. I just have this is what it is. I've got such an impulse problem that it's like, I'm doing my computer work and I'm like, I'm hungry, don't even think twice, go downstairs, make food, gobble it down, crazy portions, unhealthy crap. I eat so much that I mean, I love eating. I love good food. I love a big old juicy, disgustingly unhealthy burger. I mean, I love it. But and there's gotta be a compromise, you know? Like there's gotta be, I'm not trying to completely, like, like on my birthday not have cake, or on other people's birthdays not have their cake or whatever, or something, not have a burger every once in a while. But it's like I just have to get off this. I just have to realize that the crap I put in my body, it's just like this temporary mouth goodness, and as soon as it goes into my stomach, I regret it, and my body's like, "What did you do?" And it's it's a it's a very weird thing why the best stuff tastes, the things that taste so good are the worst for you. It really is weird. I mean, big old nice cake, so bad for you. Basically no redeeming qualities. And it's so bad, yet tastes so good. And I was thinking of a hamburger, yeah, maybe like a McDonald's hamburger is bad, but I make hamburgers pretty decent. High quality meat, just a tomato and some lettuce, high quality organic vegetables in that, and a pretzel bun. I mean, and a little slab of cheddar cheese. It's not too bad, when I make smash burgers, it's probably pretty high in oil, because you gotta smash them down. But yeah, that's my goal for fitness. I think I'll leave it at that. I also want to meditate. I'm gonna add this to the I also want to meditate, but that kind of will get into a different category I have down the line. Let me think if there's anything other that has to do with my fitness, nutrition/fitness. No more coffee. That's gonna be a big one. No more coffee. Yeah, it's gonna be difficult. I have drinking coffee now every day for probably a couple years, or not every day, but practically every day, 80% of the days for a couple years now, so it's gonna be hard to shake. Yeah, so no more coffee, no more dessert at night. No more dessert at night. I'm gonna stick to the intermediate fasting. My feeding window is gonna be, no earlier than 12 noon, and no later than, it varies the times we eat dinner, because I make it for when my mom and dad come home, so sometimes that's 4:30, sometimes that's 5, sometimes it's 6, sometimes it's closer to 7. So basically I'll cut it off whenever we eat dinner around that time. And that's that. I'll stick that intermediate fasting, and I feel like that's gonna really help. I'm gonna also bump up the protein a lot. I have this whey, what's it called? Golden Standard whey. It's great. It's got BCAAs, it's got the protein, it's got the vitamins, it's great. So yeah, I'm gonna be drinking a lot of protein. I don't know if that's gonna be, I'm gonna have to think of which days to do that. I'm also gonna track my calories just for the, maybe first week or so, just so I can kind of know how many calories I'm having, because I don't want to overdo it. I want to be in a slight calorie deficit, just to lose this initial, tree trunk, neck, and gut, and all that jazz. Because realistically, when I get pumped, when I work out and get pumped, my third eye opens a little bit. I'm standing in the mirror looking at myself. My third eye sees through the blubber, and I can kind of see how I'll shape up to be, and I like how that looks. So that's what I want. Um, yeah, that's about good for fitness, nutrition. Art, my next category is art. What I want for long-term, short-term goals in art. Um, you know what? I mean, I basically want to keep doing what I've been doing. I've been doing this for the longest time. This stuff is so inspirational to me. I mean, art is just, it's like, that's why I want to get tattoos all over my body, because it's like, tattoos is art, and it's like, I want that art to be with me always. I want to always look down at my wrist and see some sick thing in my arm, and like, it's like, I want to always be able to look at it. And I mean, art is so powerful. It's like a different sense almost, it's like smelling. It's like, it goes beyond words, that's for sure. I mean, art is so powerful. But basically, I got off track. I'm gonna be basically doing what I want to, what I've been doing for the past couple of years. Keep expanding my inventory. Gosh diddly dang, I have improved a lot in a year with 3D. I mean, in Photoshop as well. It's almost like I mainly do it all in 3D now, because the things that I liked to do, matte painting / concept art type things, basically just making like a cool scene or whatnot, every single aspect of it is better in 3D software than in Photoshop. And if you want to argue with me with that, please, because I've been trying to find a different, and I'm not talking about color correction, things like that. You make the art in Blender, you take it for the post processing or whatnot, adding maybe some smoke, some glows, some bloom, birds in the sky, whatever, in Photoshop. But the bulk of it, I don't know why you'd rather do some sort of photo manipulation where you take 4 pictures of some gravel road and you stick it together to make it look like one big patch, when in Blender you can just get a gravel texture or mix it with 2 gravel textures, get the perfect amount of displacement, the lighting, you set a sun, you shine it at a 45-degree angle down or whatever, you can boost the strength of the sun. The shadows are perfect. It's raining, you bump the reflection of the gravel, now the gravel's wet and shiny. It's like, it's perfect. And I think it's the future of graphic design, that's for sure. Maybe not graphic design and the user interface, web design, logos, all that jazz, of course, and of course there's always going to be the cartoon style illustration, which I've never been a fan. I like looking at it, but doing it, I don't know, I always end up adding way too much detail. Like, I like, when SpongeBob, when, they'll, like, zoom in really close to SpongeBob, and it's, like, SpongeBob, but, like, realistically drawn with all the details and the crusties and stuff. I think that's really funny. But just not a huge fan of character, kind of, anime's cool, just not a huge fan of the, illustration types. Not, for me, not my take, but I like looking at it. I like looking at it a lot. I'll just leave the creation of that to other people, other artists. So yeah, basically just continuing on this journey of expanding my tools. Learning animation, let's see, what am I learning right now? I'm learning how to add, right now, currently, I am learning how to parent objects to a animated character. Say, right now I have this giant monster guy, um, and he's like walking around, and I have a spotlight on his head. So I strap the spotlight so when he looks, the spotlight follows where he looks. And, or, if I put a gun in his hand, the gun will obviously stick to his hand. It's more difficult than you'd think. Well, some cases, like the light, that was pretty dang simple, actually. But took me a while to get to the point where, here's the thing. It's almost like it's difficult to know the words on what to Google. Like, when I'm starting, I was like, how to stick a gun in a character, Blender, blah, blah, blah. Or how do I pair and the real way to put it is how to parent a object to a specific bone in Blender. And so previously, when I did that, I had to stick a gun in a guy's hand in Blender. It was like this crazy difficult tutorial. And when I did the how to parent an object to a specific bone in Blender, got a 60-second video, boom, 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 easy. And it's crazy. It's like, just once you know enough about the program or the specific thing that you're learning at that time, it opens you up to the different words or phrases that you'd need to use to actually get the answer. It's really fascinating. Let me make sure I'm recording. Coolio. Yeah, so basically just continuing to expand my tools. And, yeah, sounds okay to me. How about you? Next category is Pearson Visuals. If you don't know, I run an Instagram called Pearson Visuals where I upload all my art. Check it out. Give me a follow if you wish. You can DM me if you want to get commission work. But yeah, I just upload art and upload all my commission work. What I want to do with that, I mean, see, it's changed. It's like, I spent, the first 3 years, I've been doing it for like, I started in 2017, 18, 19, 20, 21, what? 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, jeez. This is my 5th year doing it. So for the first 4 years, I mainly, 3 to 4, I mainly did hip-hop related stuff. So, and that's when I mainly got the majority of my followers. So most of my followers only like cover arts and hip-hop things, which is understandable. That's their taste, and they followed me for that. But when I upload, my skeleton laying in a field of flowers or something, I'm sure they're like, what that is, you know what I'm saying? So it's difficult. Basically, I'm almost reinventing myself. So it's like my followers are going down and back up at a rate where I've basically stayed at the same follower for a few months now, because I keep losing the people that only like hip-hop and cover arts, and I'm gaining the people that actually like art in general. And I would like people that like art in general, because that doesn't pigeonhole me into this one category where it's like only hip-hop about guns and drugs and rap and other hip-hop artists, rappers, and if it's not that, they don't like it. So hopefully you guys could hear that. My mom just got home. So basically trying to transition Pearson Visuals follower base from hip-hop audience, hip-hop art / cover art, to overall art. That's what I would love. YouTube, obviously container. See, this is what I meant. There's 3 categories of the videos I would do. 4. The first one, random crap that doesn't fall into a category. 2, YouTube Shorts, all my little video edits. 3, podcasts. 4, travel vlogs. Anytime I go anywhere on vacation, camping, whatever, I'm making a video about it, and you can bet on that. There's too many trips that I've had a complete ball on that quite frankly they blur together because I don't have any physical recollection of it. I mean, physical, but whatever. But it's like my Unalaska video, for instance. If I didn't make that video, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's the first video I've ever uploaded on this channel. If I didn't make that video, it would seem like it was a dream, and I never did it. I'd be like, yeah, that was cool in Unalaska, like, oh, did this happen? How did this look? Blah, blah, blah. I've got a video of the entire thing, edited to music, and the way the music goes together with it is like describing the emotions that I had at that time. And, I mean, if it's made for me in Dallas, and, but if other people enjoy it, that's great. Like, that is absolutely great. If they can get anything out of it, that's absolutely fantastic. And I hope people get out of it. I hope people enjoy watching it. I mean, I love making them, that's for sure. But, so basically, long story short, making travel vlogs as well. Me and Spencer are working on a trip to Japan. That's gonna be my most. Also going to Arizona at the end of the summer. I mean, there's gonna be travel vlogs coming, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah. For the Pearson podcast in general, or specifically, I'm going to continue working on. See, the problem with me, and who knows if it's a problem, or who knows if it's something I'm just overthinking, and who knows if it's maybe something that makes it good. I feel so on the spot to keep the thoughts on a track, like, and no dead air, none of that stuff. Like, and when I watch a podcast, and obviously, if I end up getting some sort of traction in the future and people like just watching me, I'll relax a little bit more, because, as you know, watching your favorite podcasters, you don't really care if they kind of pause for a second to think about what they're about to say, or fix something in the off screen or something like that. But for me personally, I just feel like I just really need to grasp every single ounce of information and make sure it's kind of fluent and easy to understand, easy to follow, easy to interpret. Blah blah blue. The Meat Locker podcast, if you guys don't know, Meat Locker podcast on YouTube, podcast with me and my boys Dallas and Josiah, Dallas Tronsall, Josiah King, my 2 best friends in the whole wide world. We have a podcast that we do every single Friday, and that's been absolutely so freaking fun. I've loved that. Yeah, that's been great. So basically the thing, I really don't have any long-term, short-term goals for that, because it's just starting. My goal is to get Dallas on more, because he has a hard time making time for the podcast. who knows? No one's in Dallas's shoes. No one's in Dallas's shoes except Dallas, so we don't know how hard it really is to get it, or if he's just too tired at times, or he's like, I just can't do it, blah, blah, blah. Who knows? But I definitely, Josiah, I mean, he's a motivated mother effer. He will get this crap done, and I commend him for that. Never met anybody like Josiah. Never met anybody like Dallas either, but um, Josiah really shares my ambition. I mean, ever since we basically always talked to each other. A funny thing about Josiah is the first few years we talked to each other. I think we became friends in 8th grade. Um, we weren't like, oh, I want to become a businessman, millionaire, blah blah blah. Like, we didn't even talk about like filmmaking, and he wants to be a music composer. We didn't talk about any of that jazz until much later in our relationship, and then we realized how truly motivated both of us were. Um, and of course, the fact that I want to go into film, he wants to go into music production for films, movie scores. It worked out perfectly. Um, Short films as well. That's something about the YouTube that I forgot to mention. There will be short films, but um, I just I'm gonna spend so much time on them. I mean, saying that I'm gonna make a shotless script, and it doesn't even come close to how hard it actually is going to be. I mean, we're making props, we're making, there's going to be time, I've got a whole green screen set up. I mean, it's going to be mad. So if you see a short film, you better click on that. Mental health is the next category I wanted to touch on. Let me make sure I'm still recording. Noise. Yeah, mental health. I do all right with myself. I really don't even know what to say, because it's so conflicting of how I feel about myself. At one end, I feel incredibly, incredibly, incredibly competent, and on the other hand, I feel like maybe I'm the perfect type of person that will literally just become homeless in the future because the real world just doesn't work with them. Who knows? Time will tell. Yeah, I want to do yoga. I want to meditate. I want to exercise my third eye. I want to work on becoming monk status, so when I have kids, I don't push the burden of my past on them. I don't put my insecurities on them. I will be completely smoothened out, no bumps at all. I will be like, honey, I will change the diapers. I will wake up with them. And that's a funny thing, because I would love to, like, say, me and my wife are sleeping in the night, and baby wakes up. I'm going to jump up to get the baby and let her sleep. I mean, I do not understand having it to be like, get her, I did it last time. I mean, ideally, this woman would be like, are you sure? I would do it. Are you sure you want to go up? I'm perfectly happy to. Or maybe even follow me in there, just show support. But I don't know. I'm completely down to change diapers. Done it many times before. Next category is money. I be stacking up my chips, and I be investing into crypto. I've got my sure sell stocks like Apple. Sorry about that. I got my sure sell stocks like Apple, and especially I think they're gonna explode when the Apple car comes out. But yeah, Apple just doesn't miss. They don't miss. And I believe in Apple, Exhibit A, Exhibit B. And I like crypto. I just think crypto is such the futuristic thing. So this is what my thoughts were. I'm gonna divide it into 30. I plan on getting. I don't know. I'll invest into crypto whenever I can, whenever I have some real extra cheddar. But I really need to invest in myself. I really do. And, invest in going on these trips and going to Japan, making a video for that. Because it's like, I'm honestly afraid that, like, if you watch the 3rd episode of The Meat Locker, all I want is a house to live in. And I don't want to burden my parents. Be like, can I live with you? I can't. This world is so effed up in so many ways, and in a lot of ways, it's absolutely beautiful. Just to throw that out there. I mean, how did this get into my hand? Yeah, I mean, this world, whatever. So basically, I'm thinking about getting a graphic designer job at my local copy and print store. I just saw, before I started recording, I got a notification on Indeed, which is like a job application site, that they're hiring, and I more than exceed their expectations, so hopefully that'd work out. But I don't know, I kind of just want to get some job and stack that cheddar up. You know what I'm saying? I mean, stack it to the rooftop. No, but I just want to stack that cheddar. Oops, sorry about that, gents, ladies and gents. And if I want to get a girlfriend or something, I don't want to put them through my penny pinching. They deserve. I've got a real problem with overspending on women, though, because I just want the best for them. I want them not to have to spend a dime, stuff like that. How did this get in my hand again? I knew it that time. So, yeah, but if I want to get a girlfriend, then, gotta get some cheddar for them. That's about that. Time management. Now, this kind of goes, and this is the last category, which basically is the mixture of all the categories. I have to figure out some way to truly manage my time. And the thing is like, I want to start making clips from this channel on YouTube Shorts and all these things to promote my podcasts, The Meat Locker included. And it's like, yeah, it's a lot of work, but I know it's what I need to do. I guess I was going to say I don't know it's what I need to do, but it really feels, I just need to be able to I bow down to the Wizard of Time. I bow down to him, and I'm not going to take advantage of his gift on us, which is time. And time goes by so ding dong quick that I need to take advantage of this and not regret. And I'm thinking about this video that we're going on, or this vacation we're going on tomorrow to Leavenworth, and making a video on it. And I'm thinking, I have to not be embarrassed in the moment to pull it out and record and be like, hey, what's going on, guy? No, not that. But, record even though when it maybe feels like it would be weird or awkward or something. It's like, because in a year or something, I'm going to be like, thank God I did that. Thank God I had the presence of mind to pull out the camera and record and not be embarrassed in that moment. Because it's a bunch of ding-dongs around you that don't give a care, for one. And for two, they probably just think it's cool. For three, I don't know. But I basically just need to try and manage my time with some sort of written schedule or alarms or something and really get crack-a-lackin'. Yeah. Yeah. Seems about right. Well, that's about it for this episode 20 of the Pearson podcast. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, consider leaving a like. It's down there for a reason. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed any already, and of course subscribe if you want to subscribe. If you made it to this point, I mean, you might as well. Come on, we're practically brother and sister. Yeah, every single podcasts every single Ding Dong Monday till I hit the grave. Well, more or less. Peace.